Good morning. Welcome to the National Sandbag News live stream presented by Good Vibration Motorsports. We're here at the Southern California Sandbag Association Hammer Down Nationals presented by Greg Tunget Motorsports. A big shout out to our friends at Good Vibrations Motorsports. This weekend's presenting sponsor of the NSDN live stream. We're getting ready for Top Eliminator, round 1 eliminations. Top Eliminator field had 15 entries in it this weekend, the 295 index class. They're loaded in the lanes, getting ready to go. First out is going to be your #1 qualifier, Mark Whitmore. He's got the bye run here in the first round, had the odd number of cars with 15 entries. So Mark Whitmore will be first out to make his bye run here in just a moment. So we're getting ready for round 1 eliminations in Top Eliminator. So this morning we got the junior classes taken care of. Had a lot of cool dragsters and quads and a lot of kids out here racing. So it's really cool for the future of the sport to see all these great guys and gals out here participating. Pretty nice day out here today. The weather's a little cooler than it's been the first 2 days, so should make for some interesting racing today, especially this 295 index class. Everybody was dialed right in on the 95, 96. It was crazy because like a 298 ended up number 8 qualifier. That's how tight the field was on the 95 index. Now the conditions are a little different. The track's going to be a little different than what they've run on all weekend. The track just got ripped for the first time today because they smoothed it for the juniors, and so I'm not sure what condition it's going to be. It looks pretty good though, but definitely totally different than what they've run on all weekend. So we got the first round of Top Eliminator coming up here, and then we're going to go into the then we're going to go to Pro Bracket time trials. The cars and the bikes are going to do their time trial runs, and then I believe somewhere around the 12:30 hour will be first round eliminations in top fuel, top alcohol, and the rest of the heads up categories. Top Eliminator with an extra round this weekend with the 15 entries. They're going 4 rounds, so they're doing their first round a little earlier today, and that's what's happening right now. So we got fire in the hole. I believe it's going to be Mark Whitmore coming up here on his bye run. He went a perfect 2.95 with a 0 in the final qualifying session last night. He was actually the last car down the track on a solo and put down the perfect number, which he needed to grab the top spot because Kerry Mahoney had earlier went 295 with a 1. So the only way to beat a 95.1 is a 95.0, and Mark Whitmore found the way to do it. Mark in the awesome blown big black Chevy powered altered. Whitmore Speed and Custom out of Lemoore, California. Whitmore's 318 at 104 seemed a little soft off the line, so he I know they've been trying to slow the car down a touch, and they went a little bit over center there, but they'll come back next round, and they'll have to do battle with the winner of the next pair. So next up, it's gonna be Jim Rossi in the Bad Toy, your number 9 qualifier out of Auberry, California, up against Billy Morris in the Morris Family Racing Blown Alcohol Dragster. Billy's going for the season sweep here with the SCSDA. He's won the first 2 races of the season in Top Eliminator. He's going for the 3-for-3 clean sweep right here. So I believe Jim Rossi's coming over here in the lane nearest to you in the orange bad toy dragster. And Billy Morris in the $2 bill. Morris Family Racing entry. Billy qualified 8th at a 298, and Jim Rossi qualified number 9 at 8-3 flat. Jim Rossi was the winner up in Avenal, California back in April. So these 2 are the only winners this year in Top Eliminator here in the West Coast. For Billy on the far side. Jim Rossi a little on the fast side, goes 293 with a 4. It looks like Billy had the starting line edge by a few hundredths, and Billy Morris got the man. He womped it big time down there and went 97 with a 1. So Billy Morris moves on. That'll give him lane choice next round against Mark Whitmore. So a nice run for the Morris team. And Jim Rossi giving it a great effort as always. We'll for sure see Jim in 2 weeks up in Avenal. Chat closest to him. See if he can sweep the season up in Avenal. Oh, hey, we're going to clean the track. So we're kicking off the National Sand News live stream here for Sunday. Presented by our friends at Good Vibration Motorsports. Big shout out to all the fine folks at Good Vibrations. Check them out on Facebook. Go to their website, jagparts.com, goodvibesracing.com. They've got a few different ways to reach them. A lot of great parts and accessories, high performance, whatever you need. Check them out. Probably got it. Also, a big shout out to all of our NSDN daily race coverage sponsors for this weekend. As well as Good Vibration Motorsports. We got Hammer Down Racing, Dennis Reich. Dennis, who set the Top Fuel world record last night. He reset it actually. He had the record previously at a 220 with an 8. He went 2.202 and backed it up with a 221 last night. So he is the he reset the record right here at Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. Dennis made 2 really clean passes. He had like a .912 60 foot was the number on the first pass. He said the second run was right in the same ballpark. He said he left the car alone for the second pass and it went right down through there and was able to back it up. So we'll see what he does today. Conditions are a lot different. I don't know exactly what he's going to be shooting for, but big shout out to Dennis and all he's done. We're here at the Hammer Down National. Dennis was a big part of helping put all this together, and along with a lot of other folks making this a big turnout this weekend. But also a big shout out to Morris Family Racing. You just saw Billy take the win there. Big supporters of NSDN for a long time, and great folks, as well as Todd and Trisha Kinney at Rialto Trophy. Big shout out to them. They're on board with the coverage this weekend. We saw Todd and Trisha out here last night checking out the action. Also MPC Racing, Mark Ratliff, he's out here going for the Pro ATV double up today. Actually, if you look over there, he's standing there talking. Mark Ratliff out here competing in the motorcycle Pro 1 and Pro 2 classes. Said he had a little bit of struggle yesterday, but man, he can never count Mark out for the win in those categories. Also, Kevin Williams on board this weekend. You'll see Kevin out here in the orange Larry Minor Motorsports built Jeep. And Kenny Hayes, flirting with disaster. So Kenny will be running his blue and white Larry Minor Motorsports Jeep that he brought out here this weekend. You'll see him. I believe he's going for the Triple Crown Bracket Challenge this weekend. He's done a few things to slow the car down a little bit so he can run all three and try to go for the big bonus bucks. It's if you add it all up between the three classes and the bonus, you could walk away with $7,500 bucks. So Kenny's gonna give it a shot and see what he can do. But big shout out to all these folks that helped make the coverage happen. If it wasn't for them, we would definitely not be here. So very cool. We got tractors coming back this way. And it's been a really, really good weekend here for turnout wise. I mean, man, racer turnout's been incredible. Spectator turnout last night was pretty out of hand. It was crazy. There was people everywhere. I was talking to Dan the man, or an announcer up there. He's up in his perch, as you can see. He's up there. Dan the man said from over there he's looking at the crowd last night, and it was solid people all along the fence, all the way up through the easy ups. And he said there was like one line where people could like one narrow path that people could walk through to maneuver around. So it was pretty crazy over there. So it's awesome to see that. Awesome to see so many people out at these sand tracks. Tractors are coming back. Track's almost ready for the next set of cars in Top Eliminator. I'm sure the spectator crowd is going to get a lot bigger as the day goes on over on the over there in that area. They usually on Sunday it's noon, 1 o'clock or so. You'll see people start rolling in. They'll probably be here around the time the first round of Top Fuel comes up, which is going to be at roughly 12:30, probably 12:30 to 1 o'clock hour, somewhere in there. And that's the game plan. I hear motors. We're getting ready for the next pair. Back there, let's see who we got going. I believe Tommy Zavala is going to be coming up next. Tommy was your number 4 qualifier. He's coming out. This will be over here in the near lane. Tommy out of Somerton, Arizona, down in the Yuma area. Zavala and Sons Racing, big black Chevy power dragster. Little nitrous assist there. He went 296 with a 9 to your number 4 qualifier. Up against Wes Gilmore in the bad blown alcohol Jeep. He went 323 to your number 13 qualifier. So Tommy Zavala in the near lane, let's go more tomorrow. And Chachi's happy, going to the next round. 311 to a 324 were the numbers there. So a nice run for Tommy Zavala. And he'll be going around too. Les Gilmore went at 324. He had a nice hit over on the far side. Wes and Steve Dickerman tuning it. They're getting it closer every time out. So the winner of that pair, winner of the next pair will face Tommy Zavala. Let's see who we got. Should be the 5-12 matchup. Which is going to be Jeff Liston coming over here on the near side. He was your number 12 qualifier at a 313. See Pete Shank coming out there to line him up. Pete from the Blue Bayou Low and Alcohol Coupe Days. Pete helping Jeff out this weekend. He'll be up against David Stroud. David out of the Yuma area. And his Low and Alcohol Drag Street. Purchased his card from Tim Martin last year. This is David's first time, the first event he's entered with it. He's done a lot of testing with it, but this is his first time out, first time in Eliminations. Jeff Liston with the mighty small block. He was a runner-up here at the May event. He's over here in the near lane. And David Stroud over on the front. Over here on the near side, I think the mag's having an issue, and David Stroud's going to move on to the next round. He goes 3:02 at 100 miles an hour. Fortunately, Jeff lodged, and the car was breaking up pretty bad. He had to shut it off early, so unfortunate break for the listed team out of Vegas, the blatant disregard team here. But they'll be back. We know the old small block can get the job done, so they'll get them next time. And David Stroud going to the next round with a 3:02. Doing good. So our next pair is gonna be our number 2 qualifier. So the round 2 matchup there will be Tommy Zavala and David Stroud, a couple of neighbors from down in the Yuma area. David will have lane choice in that match. Yep, that's correct, Wheelie King Nick. I think the mag strikes again. Yeah, Jeff Liston's been struggling all weekend. The car's been breaking up pretty bad and keeps getting worse. It definitely sounds like he's got a mag issue. So, next up to your number 2 qualifier, Kerry Mahoney, making the long haul from Battleground, Washington area. Looks like he's going to have a single run. He was scheduled to face with Dave Huffman. And Dave, first weekend with this new blown Jeep, sorting out some issues. It looks like he's going to make the call. Gary Mahoney's going to have a single run here. Gary went 295 with a 1 last night. We're in the number 2 qualifying spot. 298 clicking it off early. It looked like he may have launched and went to the right and decided to lift early just on a single run. Gary will be back in the next round. Great to see Gary make the hold up to Washington. Bill Matthews always comes down to crew with him. Bill's been around the sport for a long, long time as well. Both these guys love sand drags. They come down and make the long haul and participate. I'll tell you what, Gary's always a contender. Whenever there's big money on the line, Gary's going to be there and give it a shot. So. I think we're going to clean the track and come back with the final set of top Eliminator cars. We're here at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California for the Southern California Sand Drag Association Hammer Down National. Watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. Big shout out to Good Vibrations Motorsports, Jim Marr and the family. Big shout out to them. Be sure to check them out on Facebook, Good Vibrations Motorsports. Go to their website, goodvibracing.com. High performance bailers, specializing in blown applications, but they've got just about everything. So if you're in need for performance parts, give them a shout. See what they got. If you run fuel injection, they're the place to call. They've got everything fuel injection wise. They've got the biggest selection of Enderly products available anywhere at the best prices. So check out Good Vibrations Motorsports. So right now we're in the middle of round 1 eliminations and top eliminator, the 295 index class. This is an awesome class. A lot of great blown alcohol combinations. This is the class you can get into and go really fast and race very competitively. These guys shoot for that 295 target, and man, there's some really good races in this class. I mean, you can go run it and not spend a fortune, not end up, you know, obviously the heads up class is like top fuel, top alcohol, and that. It's on a whole different level as far as the dollars and cents to go racing. Top eliminator class, you can get into it and go fast and have fun. So, don't get me wrong, you're spending a lot of money to run top eliminator, but not on the crazy scale like you see in top fuel and top alcohol up that route. So, anyways, tractors are making the turn down there. Actually, we're starting to get quite a few people under the canopies over on the far side of the track there. They're starting to get in here. We're looking, like I said last night, was a jam-packed house. It was crazy. Fullest capacity on this side, that side. Actually, they were down, I guess, down past the scoreboards on this side of the track. They were like way down there. And along the fence line over on the far side there, they were 3, 4, 5 feet. Standing room only. It was pretty crazy. That's not a good sign. I see Larry Snow towing out a line. I believe he would be in one of the next pairs, but we'll find out when his turn comes up what actually transpires. This morning we ran the junior classes, had a lot of great competition in that. Youth of the sport coming out here making some passes on their quads and in their junior dragsters and whatnot. A lot of really good kids really getting into it here. Posted some pictures on our Facebook page of a few of the new junior. Actually, there was several new junior dragsters that came out this weekend that have never raced before, so that's pretty cool. Good to see some new blood in the sport. Tractors coming back. We're going to be racing here in just a moment. 3 pairs left in this round of top eliminator. So when this is over, we'll be down to the final 8. Eliminator class this season has been pretty much dominated by Billy Morris here at the Soboba events. He's won both of them. He was in the final, the last race. The May race was against Jeff Liston. And the first race, I believe, was against maybe Paul Graham, I'm not sure. But then Jim Rossi at the Avenal race, Jim Rossi took the win up there over Paul Taylor in the final. So that's kind of where that stands. But I think Paul Taylor's coming up next. He'll be on the far side of the track in the out of control dragster. Paul Taylor, this really is pretty crazy. Paul's usually the guy that's like 95, 96. He's usually in the top 2 or 3 in qualifying. And this weekend, he ran a 3:01. Then he had a couple breakout runs. So he ended up in at 3:01, which ended up like number 10. Well, that's definitely not Paul Taylor-like, but he will definitely be tough here on race day. And actually, it almost looks like he's going to have the single here. Yeah, he was supposed to run Larry Snow, who we saw pull off. Larry must have had problems. So Paul Taylor is going to get a single here in round 1 eliminations, the top eliminator. So Paul will face off with Terry Mahoney next round, and that will be a battle. Paul Taylor puts it down through there with a 3:02. 3:02 at 109 is the number for Paul Taylor on his solo pass. So Taylor will have lane choice next round over Kerry Mahoney. Next up should be your 3 and 14 matchup, which will be Terry Crawford in the Yabba Dabba Doo blown out call dragster out of Las Vegas. Terry, one of the great characters of sand drag racing. This guy is he is a hoot to be around. He is quite a guy. So he'll be over here in the near lane, and he's up against Paul Graham in the excavator. Paul Graham has been struggling really bad this weekend. His best pass so far is a 3:29. That car is always capable of running 295, so I'm sure they worked at it last night and are going to give it a really good shot here today. So Paul Graham in the far lane, Terry Crawford in the near lane. Starting line advantage, but Terry Crawford 298 with a 7 and 112 to take the win. Paul's still off the pace at a 334. Definitely not Paul Graham like numbers. I'm sure he'll go back and check things out and be ready for the next event. It's always great seeing the Graham family out here. His son Tristan's got a new buggy that he'll be running today in the pro bracket classes, so we'll see him on track later on. But Terry Crawford going to round 2. And now it's time for the final pair of round number 1 top eliminator. last pair here in round 1 of Top Eliminator is going to be Ron D'Artney. Ron out of Coalinga, California, in the D'Artney Farms Red Warrior. Ron will be coming up on... Ron will be over in the far lane. In the near lane is going to be Mark Munoz out of Las Vegas. Mark and the Fast Cat Construction team coming up here in the near side. Ron D'Artney over there in the far lane. Ran a 297 in qualifying. Mark Munoz best was a 305. And the win light goes to Ron D'Artney. He goes 305 and 111. You get by a 306. 306 at 110 for Mark Munoz. So 305 for Ron. 306 for Mark. That'll end up round 1 elimination for Top Eliminator. Checking out the track. We set the top fuel world record last night, so we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back here. I don't know, somewhere around first round eliminations for top fuel with some live stream action, and we'll keep you posted on what's happening here at the SCSDA Hammer Down Nationals. You're watching the National San Diego News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. Stay tuned. We'll be here all weekend.